Welcome back to pregame.tv. Now, throughout the summer, we're going to be doing some previews of NFL teams, college teams. We'll be doing season win totals, tell you what we think about them, get you some stuff, get that jump start on the football season. Yeah, it's only June, but we're already starting to smell that pigskin in the air. Nothing better than that.
I really like the college win totals more than the NFL, and they're starting to come out. CG Technology put out the SEC win totals, and the rest of the colleges will follow, and I'll have some of those prior to the season.
Yeah, CG Technologies for those.
Former Cantor Gaming.
Yeah,
right.
Former Cantor, and they sponsors your show.
Yeah, they're a sponsor, Yahoo Sports Radio, but the Venetian Palazzo, and on the Palazzo side of things more so, really branding the Palazzo. What a great property, and I just love it. And you're telling me there's posters of me now on property. I
saw quite a few girls hanging around it,
There you go. That's good. Bringing the value up. That's good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Good stuff, yeah. My buddy. See the head swelling? Anyways, we're going to take a look at San Francisco 49ers. And, Ken, no question, at the end of last year, I don't think the two best teams played in the Super Bowl. I think the two best teams played in the NFC Championship game.
That's fair.
San Francisco and Seattle. But I don't think when you first look at this total, and the number we're using for this video is 10.5, and you're going to get, if you're taking the under, which is where I'm going to be going on this one, you go 10.5, you're getting plus money right now. But there are some 11s floating around here and there, and then you would be laying a little bit on the 11. And if you can get that half a win, it's worth laying that small juice.
I agree.
At 11, you go all the way to 12 before you lose the bet. Now, this is a team that did go 12-4 last year. So when you first look at this and you say, okay, we've got a 12-4 team that at the end of the season, many felt were playing the best ball in football. They just had to have the NFC Championship game at Seattle because San Francisco stubbed their toes a few times during the regular season, didn't get the home field advantage. They had some injuries early on, but at the end of the season, they were playing some great football. So it would be a no-brainer, you would think, to go to the over at 10.5. When you saw this total, what did you think? Do you think it looked a little bit low to you first glance?
Initially 10.5, yeah. Anytime you see the Niners there and you think like, wow, this team, as they get going to the last month of the season, you think, okay, this is it. They're getting ready for the postseason. But unless Harbaugh takes the reins off Colin Kaepernick, who, again, they gave the $110 million extension yesterday, so that's their guy. But unless you take the reins off him like you did in the Green Bay early on and then in the postseason, you're not, I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, or they're going to be in position that they can lose games. And when you look at the improvement of the NFC West, and we talked about this being the best division in football, but their Rams defense is going to be stingy as hell. And Arizona, again, a team, if they keep Carson Palmer upright, their defense as well, especially when they play in Glendale, they're lights out. So you're looking at 3 road games, Seattle, Arizona, and St. Louis, that are all going to be very tough environments to win. Right there, if you throw 3 losses on there, all of a sudden, you've got to go, what, 13-1 or 12-1. Or right there, you can go 11-2 the rest of the way. Right.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. There's no question to me the NFC West is the best division in football by far. I don't even think it's close.
You're right.
A lot of people want to say the AFC West.
No, you can't because the Raiders are in there. You can't do it.
You can't do it. There's not an easy out anywhere in there. And St. Louis may be one of the most improved teams. They had an outstanding draft this year, and we know what Seattle is. In Arizona, they took big steps last season, and if they go, if they carry that momentum this year, this division, these teams could beat one another up.
I agree.
You know what?
Marco D'Angelo, this is a win total NFL, but it's your free play, Marco D'Angelo. Let's make it official.
All right. I look at this one, and as we talked about, the rest of the division is much stronger this year. So that's going to be tough. They're going to beat up on one another. You look at San Francisco, I don't think they're quite as good defensively. You've got some question marks, some off-the-field issues that got to be resolved too. That could create some problems. Let's also not forget, shortly after the Super Bowl last year, there was rumors about trading, Coach Harbaugh, giving the rights to Cleveland. That couldn't sound good. Means that there had to be some problems in San Francisco. And we've heard some players say and different people talk that, Harbaugh gets a little tough to deal with after a while. Maybe he's wearing out his welcome there. People don't like, his hard-nosed style. So, again, that is another possibility. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the schedule. And I think that's where this team is going to have problems. I mapped out the season schedule, and they opened the season with 2 of their first 3 games on the road. Now they caught a big break because Dallas suffering a major injury to their defense, losing their best defensive player. That makes that first opening game at Dallas a lot easier than it would have been. But you still open with 2 of 3 games on the road, and you've got to go to Arizona as well early in the season. That's not good. But I looked at the rest of the road games, and here's where I think the big problem is for San Francisco. Their other 6 road games, all of them are back-to-back. They play them in pairs. It's never easy to play back-to-back road games in the NFL. They got to go in week 6 and 7. They go to St. Louis. Ken and I talked about the St. Louis Rams, much improved team this year. That's not going to be an easy out. And over the last couple seasons, the Rams have given the 49ers fits. So that's a tough game. Well, if you get through that one, guess where you're going the following week? You're going to play the Denver Broncos in Mile High. Yeah, you want to go face Manning after playing a physical game against the Rams? Then go to the next road trip, weeks 11 and 12. They got to play weeks 10 and 11. They go and play the Saints. We know the Saints are a tough team. They're always tough in that building. If you get through the Saints, you got to go play the New York Giants. Well, the New York Giants, they're up and down. We never know what we're going to get. One year, they're a Super Bowl caliber team. The next year, they're not even in the playoffs. But still, it's not an easy venue to go to. Then go to the end of the season. Well, they got an easy one with the Oakland Raiders on the road. But after the Oakland Raiders, they play the Seattle Seahawks. And they have to play the Seahawks twice in a 3-week period at the end of the season. That's going to be tough. 2 physical games late in the season. And if you get through those 2 road games in weeks 14 and 15, you finish up with the San Diego Chargers at home and Arizona at home, which won't be easy games either. I don't see this team getting to the 12 wins. 11 wins, if you got to take it at 10.5, 11 and 5, maybe they get there, but I don't think so. I think this is a team that's going to regress slightly and be a 10 and 6 team at best. If you can go out and lay the little bit of juice and take it under 11, I think we're golden, because I don't see this team getting to 12 wins. I'm going to go under 10.5 for the official video, but there are 11s out there. Go out and look for them, but we'll make it official. Under 10.5, Ken, San Francisco 49ers.
There you go. I could see a 10 and 6. That'll still get them in the postseason more than likely in the NFC. I'm with you. I look at Seattle, San Fran, Green Bay, New Orleans. Those 4 teams I've got penciled in for the postseason already. Philadelphia, probably my favorite team in the NFC East, although they lose Deshaun Jackson. I don't know what type of what type of deal that'll have with the offense, but they bring Macklin back for the 1 year. Hopefully he's healthy, but I still make them the favorites. But Eli Manning is healthy, so that Giants game on the back-to-back road game won't be easy. And then the Raiders game, it's a rivalry, and who knows how Matt Schaub develop. And if somehow McFadden and Mojo Drew ever stay healthy, the Raiders really could be not a playoff team, but a team at home that could be a thorn in some team's side, especially San Fran, because they'll be up for that game.
Absolutely. And the fact that it's later in the season is better for the Raiders than early in the season. I think they might, with the new quarterback and everything, who knows? They could be a surprise.
There you go. Agreed.
All right, there you have it. That wraps it up for this week, Ken and I. I'm actually going to be back in studio in a couple hours tonight. I'm going to be here with Chuck Edel. We're going to be taping all of the Belmont videos for you, so be sure to check in for those a little bit later this evening. He's Ken Thomson. I'm Marco D'Angelo. Have a great weekend. Cash a lot of tickets. We'll talk to you next week.